you're looking at here, folks, is the inside of USA Video Store, and it's in the year 2001. This was our first year there, because we had to move from our bigger location because they were tearing the building down to make townhouses, so we had to try to fit everything in this small store. We did it. It took a little while to do it, because when we first moved, we gave everybody a free day. So they rented the movies at the big store, and then they returned them over here at the small store. So it worked out in the beginning. Everything's a little mess because I'm trying to fit everything, you know, with the way it was set up, because the boxes are empty boxes on the shelf, and then the movies are behind the counter. Since I didn't have much counter space here, so I ended up putting the stock films. You can probably see it there, where the movie's in back of the box. It looks about the same, but that's all that space we saved. I didn't want to do it with the new releases because it's too valuable, you know, to have it on the shelf and somebody takes the movie and walk out with it. But since these were the stock films, I'm not going to keep an eye on it. See, it was by actors. See it? Robert De Niro, Anthony Hopkins, John Travolta, Clint Eastwood. And it worked out pretty good that way. So a lot of people were looking for certain actors, and our computer wasn't set up, you know, by actors, so it would be kind of hard to find it. You know, title, yeah, I could look up a title. So that worked out that way. The way you can see this. To have the counter, now this is in the back of the store. We're at the front right here. And you can see how everything's lined up. So the movies are alphabetized, but the tapes on the shelf are not. They're in numerical order. So the newest ones keep coming in, you keep adding them. But yet when they go out on the shelf in the new release section, they're in alphabetical order. So we'll pay on return. Most of the stores were prepay. They charge you more money. You might charge about $5 a movie, but you were getting 5 days. Or they're telling you it's only $1 a movie that way, but that's... We were $3 a movie, overnight rental. We didn't have much of a problem with it, because the price was pretty good. We didn't have a drop-off box or nothing, so it made the customer come back in the store. Chances are they'll rent something and they might get something else. But the way they did it, if someone rented 3 movies and it's 5 days and they put it in a drop-off box, they're not going back in the store. So repeat business wasn't as good, but they were getting a lot of upfront money. So I guess it worked out for them. You know, people, I know the problem they were having with it, because people would pay for the movies, they got the money already, right? Say the movies are late, they put it in the drop-off box. So they got their movies back and they're charging the person the money. I don't know if they charge a credit card or not. So it's
How you doing out there, folks? Remember, here at USA Video, we always put you first. We'd like to wish you a healthy and happy New Year. And we'll see you at the movies.
The way I have this set up, I'm on this side of the camera and then that side of the camera at the same time. But yeah, I set this up like that because how I did it was I played the tape and I took the audio out and put it to a switch box, and I took the music and microphone and put it into the switch box. And I went back and forth. A couple times I messed up. You know, I left it like the music playing and I didn't switch it to me when I was talking there, but you can see it's a nice setup. I mean, for me it was good because remember, I'm doing everything by myself here. Nobody. In the other store I had help, of course. But this store, as long as I keep up with everything, like if the store closed at 11 p.m., I shouldn't be in the store. I wasn't in the store much later than maybe 10 or 15 minutes because I'll wait till 11 p.m. I can start counting the money because I'm opening the next day, so I don't have to worry about it too much, you know, how I leave everything, but I kept everything caught up. The way it looks there is the way it kept looking the same. Now it was a stand-up they sent us, and I added the lights. They made a nice decoration, and I put it over where I think I had the Christmas movies. So it's a nice video to look at. It's got the Christmas decorations, and you can see the way it was back in the day. we still had it set up like it was. I mean, all the way through. The video store business, we started in I think this store's 1988. So you know how many years that is. But I've closed the store down about, let's see, 13 years ago. So I haven't been doing this for a while. But I can still look at it, myself. I mean, it has a meaning to me because I worked it, and this is what I did for quite a while, So it was a part of me working. I had a lot of jobs, but this was, my main job towards the end. I had to close it down, but I hate doing that. It was just too slow. I mean, I couldn't even take my pay sometimes. I would let it go. I would be, because I'm doing everything there, so when it comes to pay me, I might let it go, but I couldn't keep doing that. I had to reach a point where say, well, they're going to want to raise the rent and everything because the lease was coming up. So I figured there's no sense to fight it anymore. I couldn't, because when cable came in, that was what really did it. There's no more trips to the video store. And that was the big selling point, You can pay for viewing.
How you doing there, folks? I'd just like to take this time during the holiday season to thank each and every one of you for your support. We do appreciate it. Again, I'd like to wish you a healthy and prosperous New Year. Happy holidays!
So I made these tapes. I used to play them in the store a little bit, but most people don't even pay attention because then I don't have that many people in there. I was saying all the things, The movies are all the same price. The hours are the same every day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., so people would hear that. But actually, this footage never really got seen that much. I just marked it, put it away, and played it sometime, but now I'm playing it more than I did then. Since I've been putting it online, more people are seeing it anyway, the way it was. Like I said, I don't know, a lot of people now, this footage, I don't even think people now would even, a lot of people wouldn't even know what it is to go to a video store. Because it doesn't exist. Only now, there may be a store here and there, very few. Because with everything online and all, well, streaming and so much stuff, everybody's getting into the movie business, all these companies. Pretty soon, I mean, I still have cable, but that pretty soon probably won't be much of that either. But Netflix and all these, everybody's into it, Everybody's they want to get in the movies and all. And so much on, like YouTube, like all those old TV shows and all, they're all on there. I mean, I know they have a YouTube channel that you can pay to view. But they also have all those shows. If you look up any of those cowboy shows, they have mostly all of them. Any kind of shows, those old shows. I don't know how that YouTube can have so much, Like they can keep track. There's Rudolph. I got some of these decorations from the crane machine that we have. And there they are, all of them. It took me a while, because of Christmas time. They're putting Christmas stuff in the crane machine. And the different things, sporting things they put in the machine. That crane machine was one of the big money makers for us. They were coming like every couple of weeks. But I asked them to come every week, and the guy said, sure, as long as there's enough money. If there's only a couple of dollars, then we don't want to do that. But it was a good amount of money, and he agreed, the guy that was doing it, he said, yeah, you're better off not to leave that money on the machines. Hundreds of dollars. I said, no, it's not a good idea, because you could use the money, we can use the money. Because it's not going to come there for $5 or $10. It wouldn't be worth it then. You wait longer so there's more money. But as slow as it was, it didn't seem to affect the machines. Even the guy that had the machines, he even said it. You're doing just as good or better on the machines than you did at the bigger store. and you're not even busy. I said, no, because people come in, they're waiting to see if a movie comes in that they want it. They look around, they sit down and play a machine. They stand there and they'll play, for a while. And that's what was so good about it. So we made a lot of money from the games. Like when I was in this store, it wasn't doing bad at all. As slow as it was, compared to the big store, because see, the rent here, I was paying more for rent for my apartment than the store. Because, the size of it and all. And remember, it's a commercial property. That store, we were paying, I think, $5,000 a month rent. Compared to this store, this wasn't even $1,000. So that helped us right away. That even though the business slowed down, we had a lot of things to make money. Well, the ATM machine there, we made a lot of money from that. So I think it was $3. As I tell people, you may as well take out more money. I shouldn't have done that, because it's better for them to come back again and take money, because the more they take out, the less they're going to come back. If they take less money, they're going to come back and they'll pay another $3. But I try to be fair. I only said it because people were saying, man, it's $3. Can you do it for a customer? I said, no, I can't. I don't make that price. It's the company that we have, Just saying, $3, can you make it to $2 or $1.50? I said, no, I can't do that. Best thing I told them, that's when I told all the customers, the best thing for you to do is to take out more money. Take out $20 and pay $3. You may as well take out $60. Be better off. I mean, if maybe you don't want to do that, maybe you don't take out too much money, but I know, but some people were taking out hundreds. That's why the machine was getting emptied out. People were taking out $200-300, which would make sense if you're paying $3. But I know that they charge a terminal fee and also another fee, a surcharge. Make a lot of money on those ATM machines in the banks. Like we made money from it, because it was $3. We were getting $1.50. You figure 10 transactions a day, that's $15 times 30 days. We're feeling pretty good with that. Of course, I was getting a little upset with it, because when it's empty, then when people get disgusted, they come in, and now it's empty. But they usually came pretty quick, because I told them, look, we need the money in there, we have customers, and but they weren't putting too much money in the beginning. But when they saw, how much we were doing, just a guy comes, he looks like anybody else, walk in with thousands of dollars to put in that machine. But I never had a problem with that. I have it there by the window. I thought it was a good spot, but if people know where it is, they knock the window out and put a chain or something, they could pull that out. It's only a few bolts into the wooden floor. That could easily be pulled out of there. I thought about that, and I kept, eventually, if this was our first year here, 2001, I eventually moved it to the right, back against the wall, so that you could see it from outside, but nobody could get it from outside. They'd have to break into the store. So that, because I know in that time, I remember, you probably remember on the news, a lot of places show where they try to rip the ATM machines out. They'll put a chain into it to a truck and pull it out, take the whole machine. And that's a small one. So I never had a problem with it, but I'm always thinking, what could happen, be aware of the thing. So we had security cameras there. I had an alarm system there. Pretty safe, I mean. And like I said, the grocery store next door did get robbed. I had that. I posted that on a video, because I had the camera in the window there, and this guy was walking back and forth, and I had him. I actually got him on tape. He was the guy that did it. I turned it over to the police, and they actually caught him. So to having such much video, I had 2 cameras, one in each window, in the front, and then in the store, I have a camera right here that I'm using to do this, and then another camera I had like pointing to the ATM machine, like this, and I had another camera to the right pointing to cover the front of the store. So I had, pretty much coverage there. I am by myself. If something did happen. I caught a few things in there. Believe it or not, it was a kid. He stole a can of air freshener I had. And if it wasn't for the camera, I wouldn't have caught it. Guy asked me for a movie, and he said, I think you got it over there. Got my back, I had it on the counter, he grabbed the can. So he had left and all, and put it in his pocket. I didn't know nothing. And I went to look for it, and I said, wait a minute, where did I put it, I'm looking for the air freshener, because, to keep the place smelling good, I always like to use that air freshener. And so I found out, I ended up looking at the tape, I said, nobody was here. I looked at the tape and I saw him. When my back was turned, he grabbed it. I found out he was huffing it. He was spraying it into a bag or something and inhaling it. Getting higher for that. I told his mother about it. She said, look, I don't know what he does. I know he does those kind of things. He brings me a can of air freshener. Well, I said, why don't you buy it for him? And he won't have to steal it. She didn't like that, but so they're the kind of things that just show you. Well, nowadays everything seems to be recorded, on camera. The police have the cameras in their cars. They have it on their body cam. What else? They have surveillance, and the city has all these cameras in the streets. Well, the bank always had cameras. There's so much of it, and all the phones with the cameras, everybody's taking pictures of everything. So it's like, look, I was doing all that way before all this. A lot of stuff happens. There's a lot of footage, of it, and it's good, I was doing all that way before all this. The cell phones weren't even. Nobody's even walking around with a cell phone there. Not so much this store. This is 18 years ago. But the other video store, nobody had a cell phone. Back in.
How you doing there, folks? Just, touching up the decorations a little bit. This is Christmas Eve in the year 2001 at USA Video Store at 2329 Brown Street. Again, I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thank you for your support. Have a healthy and prosperous New Year. Happy holidays!
You see, this footage I made a lot of it like that. Walking around the store with the camera. This is a good one because, see, for me to talk over now, it's good because the camera moves around, like copying this, onto the front camera of my computer. When you're moving around, the speed is not exactly matching it, So it goes a little faster than what it really is. But when it's stable like this, then it's better. But I know it can be, like all them videotapes I have, they're 6 hours on the tape. 1,000 hours. I count the tape, basically how I come up with that. But give or take, is enough. And it can be played on the VCR, and then there's a device, you plug it in, and then it goes into the computer. Since all my tapes are marked, the date would be the file number. Sure, if all that was in the computer, then it's different. Well, get rid of all them tapes, and then when you want to do the documentary, you can take different parts. It can be done on the computer that way. Like all this stuff would be in there, even this. But see, I copied some of the tapes on DVD, and now I'm playing it, my DVD player with a screen, and I'm copying it to this now. So that's why this won't look. It's clear, some of it, but it's much clearer the actual footage. So again, I don't know how long those tapes are going to last. So far, they still play. I think I'm going to pretty much cut this off. If anybody's interested in this footage, I guess you could read the description. I'll have my contact information, but if somebody wants to try it, you could actually take the footage I've been posting, some of this, if you could put it together, if you already get it off online, and maybe you could put it together from this. And it's only a sample. It doesn't have to be a finished product. you want to get it to a company, or anybody want to do, want to do the documentary, you can show them a good sample, and they might want to do it. Actually, PBS, they might like something like this, because they know that they'll be the only ones that have it, and they want to get, you to support them, And since it's the only way you're going to get it, now I'm on the move. So that would be a good way to do it. It's actually, it's daytime now. See, the machine out of order. I should have put out of money, but that's the problem. The only problem we're having with the machine is because of that. Because people are taking out big sums of money. Of course, when I first put the machine, he didn't put much money. I said, you're putting in, $1,000. Okay. 2 people, 3 people could take that out. 300. That's not going to be no good, And they agreed with me. They said we have to start like that, We end up putting in, because they're going to have to make more trips, And that was it. You can see me in the camera, in the reflection of the mirror right there. See it? You can see it. It's a small camera. It's doing this, a small one. So that's about, you can see everything pretty good the way it is. It's a good setup, Camera can take all this in very easily. Here's the games. Like I said, the games take a lot of money. You can see the setup, like I said. See, when I'm moving around, I'm moving slow, but the camera on the computer is picking it up like, faster than what it is. Like it's hard for me to do this. If I could plug it in from the DVD player right into the computer, you probably can. I just don't know really how to do that. I don't want to mess around too much. I might throw something out or something. So I did it this way for now. Let's see, all the TVs for surveillance. Look at that. One TV I used to play in the store. And one was the camera I had in the backyard. And the other 2 TVs for the cameras I have in the window. You see how it's set up. Look at all them VCRs. They're in use. One I'm recording each.
What's he's gonna do here if I touch him, huh?
I think this would be a good spot to end it right there. So, if anybody's interested in doing a documentary, well, you can see some of the footage. I have a lot of footage. You can just look it up online on YouTube. I think you can look up documentaries, video store footage. It'll come up. You'll see it. There's a lot of different ones. You've probably seen them so far as I've been doing them. I think this, if anybody's interested, contact me and we could work something out. You could just do this on your own. Take the footage I already posted and take it and see if you can make up a sample. And if you could get a deal with somebody, well, you can split it. And I think that's about it, though. I think I'm going to end it right here.